Hey, what's up everybody? Michael Crump back here again, and I wanted to cover an advancement that I've seen with the Patience to Jailbreak and the YouTube jailbreak in the form of auto-loading different ELF files as well as automatically running the Patience to Jailbreak without opening a terminal or a PowerShell on your computer. And so what I'm really getting at here is a completely offline scenario where, again, you do not have to have access to this remote JS loader that's listening on this port. It's going to do everything automatically for you. Okay, so if we take a look at the GitHub repo here, we will see that this is YouTube jailbreak plus Patience to Jailbreak with the unpatcher. Now it does show what all of this is based upon, and what it states here in the brief is that this is just a simple plus local, no network needed, plus auto unpatch BDJ via the YouTube jailbreak with Patience to Jailbreak. So they state here, if lucky, a one-time run, about 50 minutes would succeed, and then you could switch to BD-JB only if you are on a PlayStation 5 within these version number right here. Now I'm going to be doing this on a 12.40 PS5 disc edition. So if we look down here in the requirements, we're going to see this goes all the way from 9.00 all the way up to 12.40. Again, only from 10.20 to 12.00 is it reasonable to even unpatch it, because there you could use poopsploit in order to exploit it. So with my system being on 12.40, the only thing that I can use is going to be just the YouTube jailbreak along with the Patience to Jailbreak. Now it does state down here for jailbroken PlayStation 5s, there's really no need to do this. This is really for those of us that do not have a jailbreak that we can use. Again, for those versions up to 12.00, you could just send the BDJ unpatch.elf to do it. Now, for those of us, again, coming on a 12.40, for example here, mine is non-jailbroken, so I would need a USB flash drive and one of these pre-made backup files. So there's a few more instructions in here, but I'm just going to be walking you through these as we go. So let's go ahead and let's scroll up and let's go over here to the releases. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to scroll down just a little bit, and I'm going to download the one right here that says PS5 7.61 backup. So go ahead and click on the latest version of this and get that downloaded to your machine. Now, if you already have a jailbreak set up, you can obviously grab the download 0.dat file and then just FTP it, but I'm not going to be covering that on this one. So once you get this downloaded, go ahead and insert a USB drive into your PC. Okay, so I just went ahead and double clicked inside of that zip file here, and you can see we've got a folder called PS5. Now I have a drive connected that is my ELF drive, so I'm just going to grab this folder right here and I'm going to drag it right on top of my USB drive and give this just a second to copy. Okay, so once that's copied over, you should see a PS5 folder and then export and then backup, and you should see a folder in there, a file named this archive.dat. Okay, let's go ahead and plug this into our PlayStation 5. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to restore from a backup here. So we're going to go over here to settings, and then we are going to come right over here to backup and restore, and then restore your PS5, and right there it is. So we're going to go ahead and hit X on that, and then we're going to restore. Now again, I have to give you the disclaimer that it's going to wipe all of your data, so only do that if you actually want to restore your PlayStation 5. Okay, so now our PS5 has booted up, and right there we've got the YouTube application, and it is setting on the proper version. So if we go over here to settings, by default, the network is turned off, but I'm actually going to turn it back on in my case because I am going to be doing things like using FTP and so forth. But again, this could be completely offline if you wanted it to be. Now, by default, I think we're going to be pretty well set up here. So let's go into the advanced settings, and mine has the 127.0.0.1. And then from there, we are going to want to press X on it in order to connect, and it should be good to go. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the YouTube application, and we are going to go ahead and run it. And it should do absolutely everything for us here. So we can see that we do have the new update to YouTube Jailbreak 1.5. And we are going to press the X button here, and we will hit OK on this one. And right there, you can see it happening in the background automatically. We can see that the Patience to Jailbreak 2.3 is starting, and it states that it can be right around 50 minutes. Okay, so it is just about time for it to happen. So I'm just going to wait until we see something pop up, and there it goes. We have got stage 3 now complete, and stage 7, and we have got an elf loader that is now working, and this time it is going to work. So there we go. And so what you'll see is that we went through all the stages 0 through 7 there. We had our elf loader, and then down at the bottom there, it went ahead and ran the BDJ unpatch file, even though you might have noticed during the dialog pop-up that this one has already been patched, and it actually will stay unpatched if you just do a system restore. Now, if you reinstall the firmware from scratch, then yes, you would have to run the BDJ unpatch. Okay, so now that we have an elf loader listening, let's go ahead and send over a payload. Now, the very first one that I want to send over is going to be this np fake signin.elf. This will get rid of those YouTube dialog messages that pops up, as well as do things like enable remote play and allow you to copy your save games for your PlayStation 4 to USB, for example. So I'm just going to go ahead and download this. And so right here is my PS5's IP address, and we are on port 9021, and the file is npfakesignin.elf, and I'm going to hit inject payload here, and right up there at the top you can see signed in, reboot to apply. Now for this one, you only need to send it one time, and you never will need to send it again. And now at this point, if you want to go ahead and get your backups working again, you could come over here and grab KStuff Lite 1.06 by grabbing kstuff.elf, as well as you could come over here and grab the latest shadow mount for your PlayStation 5 mounting. And now we're going to send over the kstuff.elf. So we're going to hit inject payload, and if we close out of the YouTube application here, there we go. We can see KStuff Lite 1.06 running on a PlayStation 12.40. We could also send over Shadow Mount Plus, and there it goes. We can see the debug message, and if I had had some games, it would have just found them. Okay, so by now you're probably wondering, why am I showing you how to send those over manually? Because you promised that not only would it do the Patience to Jailbreak automatically for us, but we could send over elf files, and well, that is where you can easily do so. So here I've got my USB drive, and I just created a folder called PS5 Autoloader, and inside of it, as you can see here, I've got a number of different elf and bin files that I have been playing with, and you can create a text file called autoload.txt. You can see that I've got a 1 second delay here, and then I'm just going to call Shadow Mount Plus, and then I'm going to do a 3 second delay, and then I'm going to be calling kstuff.elf. So now if you go ahead and run the jailbreak again and it's successful, then it will automatically load each one of these payloads. Well, anyways, that is going to do it here for today. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Michael out.